Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar today. I'm really excited you could make it here because it has been a heck of a day for webinars. Webinar Jam works through Google, and apparently Webinar Jam and Google are not getting along well. I don't know what to say, but I've been trying about 90 minutes here to get this webinar up and running, so I'm glad we finally got it up and running, and you're able to make it here because today we're going to be diving in and talking about really, I'm going to guess I outline kind of the process of what we're doing right now to find really a lot of success with getting people into appointments and then from there getting them to actually close. And I guess along the way, I'm just going to kind of map out, really how to be successful with this, how to come in and start getting leads right away or in mass and start making a lot of sales. As we get near to Thanksgiving here, which is kind of crazy, Christmas about a month away, we're getting to a point where we're going to be coming up on the new year. And I'm sure you have a lot of goals for the new year. And I hope that offering business credit financing is a big part of your plan into the new year, because if it is, and if you're aggressive at it, there's a lot of money that could be made in doing so. And today I'm going to really map out a lot of the way that you can actually do that. So let me dive in and first talk about, this will be kind of an accumulation of a lot of things I've talked about before and several things I haven't talked about before. So first of all, what we found so far is that there's two main ways you can really get customers for business credit financing. There's a way that I call grassroots, and grassroots has to do with going to a place like BNI, and BNI is a networking type of affiliation where you can go to like a BNI mixers, talk to people, meet with people, Chamber of Commerce, etc. This is the easiest way to get customers when you're first getting started, because you expedite the rapport and credibility process when you're face to face with somebody. When you're getting a line online or lead online, you're always going to have a ton of skepticism, and you've got to go through a longer conversion process to build the trust, rapport, and make a sale. But places like BNI, places like the Chamber of Commerce, these are the easiest way you can get leads right away. And even though it's not the topic of today, I still want to talk about that, because if you haven't made your first sale yet, if you're still in the early stages, even if you have a sales team, these are great methods to use, because this is exactly how I got started. All of my first sales came from people I'd met in my networking events. And to be honest with you, the sales were not that tough to do. At that point in time, I didn't know anything about the funding. I didn't know who could get funding, who couldn't. We had an antiquated system. It was a mess, and I still was able to make sales for the same price point that you're able to sell them with this new system, knowing everything about financing, this kind of training, all the marketing behind you. The reason I was able to do so is because people knew, like, and trusted me, because I was in networking. I legitimately cared about their business, got to know them, referred them customers. And as a result, when it came time, when I offered business credit financing and I said, look, I got the solution where you could get credit for your business, you could get money for your business, are you interested? A lot of people were interested, and I didn't have to break down these big trust barriers. So this is the first way of marketing, grassroots. So there's tons of stuff in your back office about this. Webinars we've done, marketing in the last step of your step-by-step training, etc., that go through this with you, that talk to you about grassroots marketing face-to-face, whether it be seminars or affiliates or networking events that you can get customers. Then there's the other side of marketing, and this is more of what I call kind of mass marketing. This is where you're really going for leads online, and there's a lot of different ways you can get leads. You can go to Facebook and run Facebook ads, right? You can go to Google and run Google ads. You can pay for ads on YouTube and all these different types of places. You could do free stuff on Periscope and Facebook Live and YouTube and all these other things, and put out tons of free content to get people in to your actual funnel in masses, and then convert them along the way. Well, my advice is to do both. This is the low-hanging fruit. By going to a BNI, by going to a Chamber of Commerce, by having your salespeople go here, you're going to be able to meet people, make relationships quickly, and make sales. But if you really want to scale, if you really want to be big, then you have to also step into the mass marketing type of approach. And the mass marketing type of approach, and really, quite honestly, the face-to-face approach, only work if you do one thing, which is right here, which is if you build an actual what we call a sales funnel. Look, this is one of the best No, this is the number one best lesson I've ever learned in business, period. Of all the things I've learned, and I've had the blessing of learning a lot of cool stuff in owning businesses. The one biggest lesson I've ever learned is to have one of these things right here, to have a sales funnel, to have a funnel that you put people into where you give them value, you give them consistent information, you on an ongoing basis. So if you don't make the sale initially, you have a chance of making that sale at a later point in time. And this is why in your back office, we provide you like a year's worth of email content because it is so important. As a matter of fact, when I created the partner program here at Credit Suite, the first resource I created was email content. And I used the basis of what I'd already proven to be successful to give to you, some of which is modified and still available today. So this is the number one thing you want to do, period, before you ever even think about selling business credit financing is get your email funnel put together. Now, of course, we have a sales funnel product you could buy, which is awesome. Some of you might already have it. But even if you don't have that purchase sales funnel, you could still use the email content that we provide in your back office to put together your own drip email sequence. And this is really crucial because whether you're doing face-to-face marketing or online, you're typically not going to make the sale the very first time you talk to a customer, the first time they ever get exposed to you, especially at a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 price point. Even in credit repair, when we sold things for $100 a month or $100 up front, still it took sometimes 2 or 3 calls to make a sale. We live in a society where people are not trusting of you as much as maybe they were back in the day. Okay, so that means you have to go through more of a process to convert somebody into a buyer than you've ever had to before. So the absolute base essential of doing online mass marketing and getting people from consultations into closing, or even getting to a point where you can get them into a consultation, is to have some kind of basic email funnel. And again, if you have our paid version, even better. If you don't, no problem. You still have free email content in your back office. You go to an iContact, you go to an Aweber, you go to an Infusionsoft, and you set up an email funnel. If you don't want to do it yourself, no problemo. You go to Upwork.com, and Upwork.com, you can easily hire people for very, very, very little money. And at Upwork, they will actually set up your funnel for you, okay? So Upwork is a great place where you could post a job at absolutely no cost to you whatsoever. You get 100, 200 applicants. You get people from the Philippines at $3, $4 an hour. You give them the instructions and they set up your email funnel for you and you're good to go. So what should your email funnel consist of? Well, a lot of the emails we've already given you, period. It's information type of content. It's information that tells them about business credit, loans, and et cetera, and et cetera. And again, you're not expected to create this because it's already available for you. But we've also come and found out the importance of what you see here. And this isn't just an email funnel. What this is something very special called an indoctrination sequence. And Ryan Dice from Digital Marketer, big fan of their work, introduced me the first time to an indoctrination sequence. And ever since then, I thought this was an absolute brilliant concept. So an indoctrination sequence is basically giving them the value. And I'm going to show you exactly how we go from getting them in to getting them into consults and on to sales. So an indoctrination sequence is kind of your best up. This is where you're giving people access to the absolute highest value items you have first, to blow them away with the type of content that you're providing, to then start asking them to take actions. Now, for this webinar, the action we're talking about them taking is to get scheduled for a consultation. And I can tell you we've been doing this for years and tested a lot of things. And we finally now have completely decoded and unlocked this formula and know exactly what it takes. And what you're looking at is exactly what it takes. So the very first thing that we do is we come in here with a welcome email. And the welcome email just basically says, hey, this is who we are. This is who I am. Here's what you can expect from us. We're going to give you a bunch of free content through email. Whitelist our emails, and we have creditsuite.com/whitelist. You can copy and paste it if you want to get them to take an action to try to get past their spam traps. And then we give them links to our social media. And then we give them a cool PS that just talks about how we're going to give them a bunch of awesome content to come. Now, this isn't our design. This is actually Ryan Dice has a product called The Machine that we used and we purchased, and we bought a lot of awesome team templates, a lot of which we use and a lot of which we didn't use. It wasn't a good fit. But this is one of those that we found was a really good welcome email. So if you ever see this languaging somewhere else, you may. It's because, again, this is an actual product that we combined with our other natural emails we have. So the next thing that we do is we come in here and we start delivering them on that value. So I introduce myself with a cool picture. Again, the purpose here is trust, rapport, credibility to get them to know who we are. Okay, and then we give them the first video to watch. And this video actually talks about how to get business loans. I'm pretty sure this is one of the videos available in your back office. And that's what's brilliant about what I'm going to talk to you about today, is that it doesn't matter if you've purchased our funnel or you have it, or you have our done for you, or you have it. The bottom line is you have enough resources in your back office to put this together if you haven't already. So you get the videos we provide in the back office, you throw them up on YouTube, find one of those you think is the best, and you link it here into your welcome email, which ours is about how to get business loans, the 7 things you should know about getting business loans. Then we come in and say, hey, look, I know we mentioned tomorrow we were going to send you the next content, but you know what? We have a tendency to under-promise and over-deliver. So here's our next valuable piece of content right here. Okay, and this is exactly on how to fix business credit. Another video that we had a lot of likes on YouTube, so we chose that video to put here. So we're giving them 2 big pieces of content that are valuable. Now, there's a couple things this does. First of all, it gives them value. It gives them content. And the second thing it does is it introduces and kind of makes it more friendly and personalized. But the other thing it does is we're telling them, hey, I'm keeping my promise. We promised you we were going to deliver content. Here's the content we told you yesterday we were going to send. And then we're also establishing that we have a tendency to under-promise and over-deliver because we're giving you twice as much as we told you we would. The next day, we do the same thing. We come back and we're basically giving them a third piece of content, which is, for us, our biggest video on YouTube, the video that gives us the absolute most views. And that's just credibility. And, you know, if you don't have a lot of views on YouTube and you want to follow suit, you can go to Fiverr and get views, for example. So it's not hard to do. And what this does is it gives us even more credibility, because when they go to the video, they see that we've got a lot of views, which instantly gives us credibility. So we're doing a lot of things here. We're telling them we're people we can trust. We're building credibility, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the next thing that we do, and this is where things have really changed for us in the last 3 weeks to a month. And I'll tell you exactly why things changed. And let me kind of pull up a cool thing that I'll tell you where we really got some really good information and some really good things that you're going to like to see. Something that's very powerful that I think you're going to really appreciate once you see what's possible, if my other screen would load here. So what we've realized is that the majority of people that come in actually buy within the first 45 days from us, which is great news for you, right? So if you think that you have to get people in and wait months and months to buy, what we've realized is that we can get somebody in as a cold lead and get them to a point where they basically get to a buying status following the exact steps I'm going to show you today in less than 45 days. Okay, as a matter of fact, it's much less than 45 days. So what you're looking at here is this is a lot of different information, but what you're looking at here is what we call days lead from sale. So this is when leads come into our funnel and when we make sales. And you'll see that this is 45 days right here. So you can see that the majority of big spikes happen day 1, day 3, day 5, day 7, day 11. So in the first 2 weeks, the majority of most of the buying is taking place. This is great news for all of us, because if we think that we have to put people in our funnel and wait weeks and months to close, it's somewhat true, right? I mean, we've got people here a year into the process that are still buying, okay? We saw some other people that aren't showing here that have been going in the process for 2 years of getting emails for us and still buying. But a lot of the buying here takes place. The big spikes spikes of buyers are taking place here within the first 45 days, a lot of them within the first week. So based on this information, what we've done is we've realized this indoctrination sequence, what happens the first 3 weeks, is absolutely crucial to our survival. So we've decided to make this tell a story. We come in, we provide value. You just saw, we provide value again. And then we come in with a testimonial video. Now, if you've supplied a video testimonial to us about Credit Suite, not about Credit Suite, but about Business Finance Suite, we don't want it about us. We want it about you, the product you have. Then you have access to a ton of video testimonials in the back office, about 15 to 20. So any of those will do. And this basically comes in and gives a good testimonial about what's actually possible about business credit. It actually tells a story about what's been accomplished. So hopefully you've already made sales. You've got testimonials from your customers. If not, again, we have those video testimonials available in your back office if you've already supplied one. If you haven't, there's written testimonials in there. But if you have, you get video testimonials as well. And if you haven't, then grab your phone and film a 2-minute video. Don't talk about me. Don't talk about Credit Suite. This is a video that your peers can use where you say, look, Business Finance Suite's awesome because it helps me get business credit and blah, blah, blah. And then you submit it to info@creditsuite.com and you'll get access to all those video testimonials. But even if you don't do that, you still have access to written testimonials. So now we're providing value with testimonials. Now, what we've realized is we want to get our setters, we want to get people that we hire in the Philippines at $3 or $4 an hour on the phone to start calling people to get them into consultations. But guess what? We can't call them without phone numbers. And I'm going to talk to you about that in ads in a minute because it's very important what we discovered. But I will cut to the chase and say that one of the things that we've done is we hooked up with a service called Plus This, and Plus This has an SMS text messaging service. Actually, I'm pretty sure it is Plus. It's actually Fix Your Funnel. Our SMS service is through Fix Your Funnel. And through Fix Your Funnel, and don't do this because you'll come in as a prospect, we basically have them text a phone number to get a free guide. And the goal here, the only reason this even exists in our initial sequence is just to try to get their phone number, which I've got a shortcut for you, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. So we're trying to get their phone number. Now we start coming in and we start talking about the benefits of business credit. Now, in this case, this actually goes to a scope that I did on Periscope that I mapped out on a whiteboard, the benefits of building business credit. And you can go to creditsuite.com/scope to see my past scopes. Now, again, you have enough knowledge to do exactly the same thing, right? It just comes down to ambition. Like if you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't. But I wasn't even on Periscope up until 3 months ago. And now I'm on Periscope and now I'm getting 500-600 people sometimes in one scope just because they like the idea of business credit. And that's the beauty of what you need to know is that, look, we have a lot of followers because we put a lot of content out there, but you can do exactly the same thing. People don't follow us because we have a lot of content. They follow us because they're very hyper interested in the idea of business credit. And this is how we can get people to opt in for 50 cents to $2 on Facebook. It's not us. They don't even know who we are. They come and opt in because they love the idea of business credit. So whether you use Periscope or Tumblr or Facebook Live, the key is that you want to get as much free content out in as many of these platforms as possible because the idea of business credit people are very attracted to. So Periscope is a great way that we do live streams. And one of the live streams we've done is talking about the benefits of business credit. Now you have emails, you have videos, you have a lot of other stuff in your back office that also talks about the benefits of business credit if you decide not to go this path that we did with Periscope. That's fine. Then we give them a free ebook on the bank rating. Now, I like this. To me, one of my favorite ebooks we have, and I'm pretty sure it's available for you in your back office. If not, choose another one, right? You've got like 15 ebooks in your back office, the same ones we use. I like the bank rating because not a lot of people know about this. Very few people know there's a third credit score out there that banks use to judge your business. And so because it's so little known about it, I find it's great content to get in people's hands because they don't know about it. As a matter of fact, I've had some people even say, man, thank you so much. This information is so hard to find on this bank rating. So we provide them and hit them there. The next thing we do is very important. Right here, we come in. Actually, let me go back to here. what we do is we tag them right here that they've been in 7 days. I'm going to go back a few steps, excuse me. So we came back, we hit them with value, we hit them with value, we hit them with testimonial. The next thing we do is apply a tag and say, hey, look, they've been in our sequence for 7 days. We know this person's now been into us in here getting stuff from us for 7 days. Then we ask them for the text message. Then we provide them with a lot of benefits of business credit. Then there's the ebook. Then we hit them up with this first offer for a consultation. No cost business credit consultation. How's your business credit? If you want to see what this looks like, go to creditsuite.com/free-business consultation. I'll even type this in and I will even put this in the chat here so you have this. Okay. So here you go. I went ahead and I typed that in the chat and somebody said they can't hear anything, but everybody's still here. So hopefully that's not the case. Might have to reset your actual browser. Could be possible. So creditsuite.com/free business credit consultation. This is exactly what the email says if you want to see what it is. Now, this links to a scheduler, and there's a couple different schedulers you could get. We use Schedule Once. Look, I love Schedule Once because they integrate with Infusionsoft and do everything we need them to do. I can't stand Schedule Once because I think they're way overpriced. I don't think they have any right charging what they try to charge for their service. I don't feel it's worth it, for one. And for two, I also don't think I don't think their system's easy to use. It's ridiculously complicated and time consuming to figure out. It takes hours to figure out. So I would use something in the beginning stages if you don't need something that integrates with your CRM, like Calendly. Now, Calendly is what I first started with, and it's free. And to be quite honest with you, it worked perfectly fine for us. But what happened is that we started getting so many appointments that Calendly just didn't work for us. But I'm big on starting for cheap or free, anything you can without paying any money. Calendly is a great service to use. Really love them. They don't integrate with the CRM and all this and that, but it's a great way to actually have people schedule appointments. And then if you prove concept as we did, then you move on to a paid version. And this is important for all of us to know. Don't ever waste money, right? You wanted to go with any service that's free to start with. And then when you prove concept and it starts to work like we did, then you go up to a paid service like we did with Schedule Once. But in the beginning, use a service like Calendly because it's free. So we go here, whether it be on a landing page like this, or in this case, through an email, and we're basically offering them a consultation. We're saying, hey, why don't you come in and why don't you get a consultation? And our consultation page basically just says, look, what do you know what's on your business credit report? Do you know how many accounts are reporting? Do you know the things you should do to start building your business credit? Well, this is what we're going to give you. We're going to teach you how to get your DUNS number. We're going to teach you the 3 steps to get business credit. We're going to teach you how to get cash or fleet credit, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to teach you how to get starter accounts. So we're basically telling them by getting this appointment scheduled, we're going to give you access to information about how to build your business credit. So here's the first email solicitation. Now we come in and we do another webinar, how to get $250,000 in business credit for your EIN. So now we're exposing them to another webinar, which you have webinars and videos in your back office that gives them value and teaches them an overview of the steps of building business credit. Okay. And then we come in for another free guide. So again, you could choose any of the ones in your back office. We have 27 killer ways to get cash for your business, because we've surveyed people and realized that the majority of people come to you and I because they want money for a business, whether it be business credit or loans. They don't care. They just want money. And then we tag them again at being in here for 21 days. So on the 7th day of the 21-day tags, the minute these tags get hit somebody's record, our team is on the phone actually doing calls. We are actually coming in, and our setters that we get in the Philippines for $3 to $5 an hour, and I'm going to try to pull up the actual script that they use. They come in and they start making calls. So we have a list for 7 days and a list for 21 days in our sequence. And then what they're doing is they start making calls to ask the customer if they would like to actually come in and they would like to schedule a call. Basically, that's how it is. And I'm going to pull up the script. It's so super simple. Here is the script. Literally, it is this basic and easy. And I'm pretty sure If you look back, we did a webinar strictly on scripts and setter scripts. And in that webinar, I gave you a link where you could download the script. I have no clue what it is now, but you can see how basic it is. Or you can even come back to this video, and I'm just going to keep this on the screen, and you could easily come back to this video, take a screenshot now, and then come back and actually duplicate exactly what we have. Here's how simple it is. This is the whole script. It's 3 paragraphs. It's so basic. Hey, I'm Ty with Credit Suite. And the reason for my call is that you requested information about getting business credit and financing from us. These are people that opted in. This month, we're providing a free consultation to talk more about business credit loans you can qualify for now and go over your Experian business credit report. Again, you don't have to do that. We found even just offering them a consultation works well. If you want to give them a credit report, go to Credit Safe. Okay, Credit Safe, they set us up for $500 for 50,000 business credit reports. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Just don't offer them a credit report. Just offer them a consultation. Whether or not you do or not offer the report, still we found the same success. Okay, we have some time tomorrow at this time. What time will work for you? Great, I'll get you scheduled now. That's the whole script. The rest of it is dedicated to getting them to show up. You're all set. Because we're giving away a free business credit and score, we're often booked for weeks in advance. Do you have a calendar you could put this appointment in to ensure you're ready for the call? Great. Your appointment's at this time, this time. Do you mind reading it back to me? Perfect. I'll get you an email confirmation as well. If for any reason you can't make your appointment, please click on the email to reschedule. So this person that we scheduled the appointment with isn't left waiting. Sound fair enough? Great. First half of the script is just simple to set the appointment. Second half of the script is just to do some things that are based on psychological influence tactics to get them to actually show up for the appointment. We have them repeat the appointment time and date. We have them write down the appointment or put it in their scheduler. We ask them nicely to please reschedule if they can't make it, and we give them a reason because we don't want to leave this person left waiting. Okay, so again, we found a lot of appointments were being scheduled and a lot of people were not showing up. Now we use this other part of the script, and we found a lot of success to get people to actually show up for the appointments once they're actually scheduled. So if we look at this whole thing again, email 1 value, email 2 value, 1 day apart. Don't even worry about this stuff. It has to do with things they see on Facebook, which is a whole other webinar. So they come in for 1 day, they get this email. 1 day, they get this email. Okay. Then 3 days later, they get this email. Okay. Then, 2 days later, they get this email. 2 days later, they get this one. Bank rating, 2 days, 2 days. So in the beginning, 1 to 3 days is the max time between them hearing from us. Then we come in and we tell them about what we do. We talk to them about really quickly what we do. We help them get business credit. We help them get financing. We help them offer them as a service. You can see very simple emails that just tell them exactly what we do. And I got to tell you, this is probably one of the easiest ways to do it. Just a really short video. And let me see if I can actually pull up to see exactly how we can set this up. Okay, and then again, at the email, we're offering them a consultation. You can also click here to set up a no-cost business credit consultation to discover how to get credit financing for your business. So this is often the ending paragraph to our emails. And then this link goes to this page where we talk about the actual consultation. So in this, let me go real quick and see if I can pull up the actual video that's there so I can show you exactly what the customer sees. Let me see here. Hi, Calendly. I miss you. It was nice working with you when you were us. Okay. So you can see here, this is a 12-minute video that basically talks about what we do. I'm going to go ahead and type this in on the chat so you could see. Guys, this is just me basically using a screen share service like Screencast-O-Matic. I love Screencast-O-Matic. Screencast-O-Matic is awesome because it record your screen. It's like ridiculously cheap, and I've used the thing for years and years. So I light up my Screencast-O-Matic. Let me see if I could get that thing fired up right now, and you can see what it looks like here on the webinar screen. Okay, it's loading, it's loading. Okay, so this is Screencast-O-Matic. It's so basic, it's so simple. I hit record, and it basically is recording my screen. That's how Screencast-O-Matic works, and you can see it's picking up my voice right here. So you could see here that it's recording what I'm saying. It's recording what I'm saying. Okay, and then all I literally do is I just come in and I open up the finance suite and I do a quick demo. That's it, 12 minutes. I just gave you the link to the video so you can actually see exactly what this looks like. And it just say, hey man, it's Ty over here, Credit Suite. And just wanted to show you what we do. A lot of people ask what we do, and we don't talk about it a lot, which is completely the truth. That's why we changed this in the last few weeks. We came to this realization that people have no idea what we do. We're giving them tons of free information, and we're not asking them to take enough actions. So once we figured this out and said, man, we need to give them information, ask for an action, information, ask for an action, then we started to realize people will willingly take the actions we're trying to get them to take. We just need to be clear on our intent to ask them the right questions, the right actions. So 12-minute video, hey, it's Ty, Credit Suite. Here's what we do. We help people get business credit. We help people get business loans. And we offer a program here where you can offer business credit and financing as a service. And that's exactly what we do, okay? So we come in and just do a really quick video to give them an overview of exactly what it is that we do, okay? And that's what we're doing, and now telling them a little bit more about what we do. Then we come in and we ask them for a consultation again. Now we're coming in and saying, hey, look, we're giving away a free Experian business credit report review. Now, just so you know, we pay a minimum of $195 a month to Experian to have access to credit reports for $7.95. That's what we do. You could go to Experian and work out the exact same deal we did. So we pay less than $8 a report with Experian, but we have a minimum of $200. So again, might not be something you do in the beginning. You might not want the expense, but if you do want access to credit reports, what we wanted the ability to tell people they could get a free business credit report with us. Experian won't let us do that. Equifax won't let us do that. Dun & Bradstreet won't let us do that. But Credit Safe would. Credit Safe would come in, and Credit Safe would let us basically promote that we're giving away their credit report and score for free. So we get Credit Safe, and we promote everywhere that we give free business credit reports and scores away through Credit Safe. But we also found that we got set up with Experian because Credit Safe didn't have the most accurate information, and we wanted access to see what was on people's Experian reports. So we got signed up with Experian, $7.95 per report. We pay a minimum of $200 a month no matter what we pull. It's something definitely consider if you're getting bigger and bigger in doing what you're doing. So now we're basically coming in and just offering them a same consultation again, but we're coming in instead of saying, hey, look, get a business credit consultation, we're saying, hey, we'll get your business credit report with Experian. We'll go over it with you. Okay, then we come in and these really don't make a difference. Okay, this actually comes in and gets them to follow us on Periscope. Okay, this is a quick survey question. This is YouTube. So these are just at the end promoting them to go to our social media. And then this email is not of interest to you at all. It's just a video about how our partner program works. So this indoctrination sequence, I cannot tell you how valuable it is. And let me map out exactly why. We come in, we hit them with value. We hit them with the results of what they can do, testimonial. Okay, then we come in and get them more value and try to get their phone number. Then we come in and overwhelm them with the benefits of business credit, guide, consultation. At this point, they're what? 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, 11. They're 2 weeks into the process of getting nothing but value for us, and we hit them up with a consultation. Then we come in and we talk to them again about what's possible with business credit, value with free guide. Okay, now we're telling them straight up about what we do so they know who we are and what we can do for them. Then we hit them up with consultation again. 2 attempts to take action here within basically the first 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. Because again, remember what we looked at. We've already seen that people are buying in the first 45 days, primarily in the first 3 weeks. So what we want to do is we want to try to get them into a buying opportunity within that time frame. Then we end up with just some attempts to get them into social media and talk more about our partner program. That's exactly what our indoctrination sequence work looks like. Now, remember, it's 7 days and 21 days. Our setters from the Philippines are jumping on a call with them, and they're following this really simple script, asking them for a consultation again. What we know here is somebody opted in because they want business credit from us. And now They're coming in, we're teaching them, we know about business credit, we're giving them information, we're giving them all this information and all this value, of which is available to you in the back office, the emails, the webinars, the videos, the guides, it's all there for you, right? Because we want you to have the same success we have, okay? And then we come in and start asking them for a consultation. Value, 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 value. Hey, why don't you come and meet with us? It's obvious we know what we're talking about. Let's sit and see what we can do for you. Value, 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 value. Consultation. Hey, look, let's go over things together. Let's see what we can do to help you. Value, value, value. So that's exactly how the process works. Our calls to action now are these consultations, whether we're using a script for setters to call it 7 days and 21 days into the sequence. Another way that we're doing this is through Facebook, and I'll show you exactly what our ads look like. So here's how we get people into our funnel, by the way. Okay, this is one of many ads. Now, if you want to know what our Facebook strategy is like, look back in your back office, like search for Facebook. There's all kinds of stuff there. Jen was on with us last month or the month before, our marketing manager, and he mapped out how all these ads work and audiences and all that. The beautiful thing about us is we spend the money to test this stuff, and then we tell you exactly what works and what doesn't, so you don't have to waste the money. You can just duplicate our success and get out there and start doing the same thing. Remember, it doesn't matter if you use free Facebook marketing, free YouTube, free Vimeo, free Periscope, Facebook Live. You just want to get as much content out there as possible and talk about business credit as much as you can. And then you can also go the paid route. You can start with Facebook for $2, $3, $5 a day to get something started and start testing it. But you shouldn't have to test a bunch of radical things. We've shown you, if you look in the back office, I've done probably 5 to 10 different webinars on what we've learned about Facebook and how to do Facebook ads. They come in, they go to a free, basically a landing page, which looks something like this right here. And this is a common landing page that we actually use right here, creditsuite.com/EIN. They come in. They come into a landing page, they opt in. Then, as you see, they actually came into our sequence right here. The minute they opt in, they start getting these actual emails. And then something else that we found to be really, really successful are then at that point, this says 45 to 60 days, but now when they come in, we start hitting them up with these opportunities to actually do a consultation. So what we figured out is something that I cannot tell you how valuable it is. One, we figured out exactly how to get people into our funnel for less than $2 a day, or $2 per opt-in. And again, way too much to cover here. If you go back even a matter of a month or 2 months, you'll see Jen, our marketing manager, map out exactly the strategies we use. He shows you the audience, he shows you the ads, he shows you the ad spend, the opt-in rate, all that stuff. So you can see exactly how we do it. Once we get them in the funnel, then again, we've mastered this idea of providing value and then coming in and telling a story. Here's what business credit is. Here's how it works. Here's what's possible with business credit. Here's the benefits of why you'd want to build business credit, okay? And then we start hitting them up for consultations. Along the way, we're hitting them up with email opportunities to get into a consultation. We're also having a setter call them to offer them a consultation. And the next step is we're actually hitting them up with ads that look exactly like this, that are designed to, again, get them into a consultation. And we have some days where we get 1 consultation scheduled on Facebook, and sometimes where we get 7 scheduled in a day on Facebook. And then from that point, we actually get them in where we start making sales. And if you want to know what happens there, we already have that. If you go to your step-by-step training in your back office, then you'll actually see at Suite Login, you'll actually see that we give you the exact, basically the scripts that we're using to be able to close the sale. Okay, so we don't want you to have to try to figure any of this out. Now, you're going to have to modify your presentation. Our team does not use a scripted presentation. They use this as a guide, and they all use it as a guide, and then they go off and they're having their own conversations with the customer. Okay, but you can come right into here, into Partner Resources, into Credit Suite Partner Training. And in Credit Suite Partner Training, if you look into how to sell the finance suite right here, and you go into how to perform a winning presentation, you will see that we actually have scripts here to help you. We have all kinds of resources to help you, okay? So we even give you some setter scripts. We give you interview scripts, a lot of those type of things that you can use as an actual guide. Now, again, one of the best ways to make sales is to still use a service like Join Me to do a physical presentation to show them the actual finance suite. It's a little bit tougher and takes a lot of leads to go through to make sales without showing them the suite. And this is one of the things that, for example, Dave realized, who's our business development guy. Dave joined us months ago, hadn't made a sale, went to boot camp, and then all of a sudden he saw what it was like to sit and do a live demo presentation, and all of a sudden he made a lot of sales ever since because of the power of a demo presentation. So again, in this training, we teach you everything you need to know. There's even a couple webinars right here that talk to you about how to do a powerful presentation, and even a ton of scripts you can use. And by the way, just so you know, we've added some other resources here too. If you're a silver subscription, you now have access to training for your sales reps. If you're part of direct funding, we now have the same thing, a step-by-step training program for direct funding as well, which is pretty cool. But the most important asset here for you is this Credit Suite Partner Training. You have access to everything you need to be able to get people from these consultations into actual sales. I can't tell you how valuable what I've just told you is. And some of you will get it and some of you won't get it. Some of you will take action on it and some of you will take no action. But I can tell you that we've spent years figuring out what I've literally just told you that maybe seems so simple, that it is that simple to put together. You put together a good sequence like this, you provide value, you tell a little bit of a story, what business credit is, okay, what you can accomplish with business credit, the benefits of business credit, solicitation for consultation, more value, what we do, how we can help you, another solicitation for consultations. At the same time, you've got people on your team or even your setters calling these people that have been in with you a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, offering a consultation for a sales presentation, coming and maybe even spending a little bit of money, soliciting them for a consultation on Facebook. So now they're getting opportunities on Facebook for consultations. They're getting phone calls from you for consultation. They're getting emails from you for consultation, as well as tons of other value. Keep in mind that we're also offering them value on Facebook beyond just asking them for consultations. We're coming in and we're offering them this 5 business credit score hacks blog post, for example. So we're showing a blog post where we're just giving them free content and information, as well as asking them for a consultation as well. And the reason that we do that is because we don't want to just continue to ask them to take action. We want to give value and ask them to take action, right? That's exactly what we're doing in our email sequence. Tons of value, very little asks and requests to take action. It's the same way with us on Facebook. We give tons of value. You opt in, you start getting a blog post on how to choose the right entity and the 5 business credit score hacks that'll save your business and these other things. And then again, we offer a lot of value, and then we come in and ask them for a consultation. The result of that is they get into an actual sales presentation with our team. And then from that point, we easily then come right into step 4.2 and start getting into the actual presentation. Now, what happens from here? Well, what happens from here is that, first of all, 90% of a presentation is your interview process. It really, really is. It's not a matter of trying to make sales. It's not a matter of trying to close the deal. It's just a matter of getting information from them. It's a matter of basically asking what's important to them. What are they trying to accomplish in their business? What's their business going to look like when they have money? What struggles do they have now? It's to get to know them, to get to know their business, to get to know the pain points that they're struggling from, to get them to acknowledge that if they had money, if they had credit, they could fix those problems and remove that pain. And then in doing so, and they've given us so much information as part of our actual interview process that then we get into a presentation, whether we explain the benefits of what we do or we show them through a live demo, and then we get into our actual closes. And again, you have all the scripts you need right here in step 4.2 to be able to do everything I've just told you. As a matter of fact, most of the stuff here is the same stuff that we're using, okay? Again, now this is a walkthrough transcribed. You probably aren't going to read all that, but it gives you an example of what a presentation would look like. You've even got videos here in 4.2 that show you basically what a presentation looks like as well, and all the scripts you need to repeat the process and have the same kind of success. So look, whether you're doing business credit financing, whether you're doing something else, this is ridiculously successful. It's been so successful for us that we're now getting ready to scale. We're getting ready to spend a lot more on our front end marketing because we now know how to get people to respond to our ads very cheap, $1, $2. From that point, get them into this email sequence. We've got the perfect combination of emails here. Pull them out of our emails sequence and get them into a consultation 3 ways: through email, through Setter Call Them, which is very cheap. You can get setters through Upwork, and through Facebook ads. And then from the consultation, we then get them to the final stage of closing. And what's beautiful about this is the volume way of selling. This isn't the grassroots where you're going to meet people face to face. This is you do it, you get it working, you spend more money and more money and more money. You get bunches and bunches of people to opt in. You do Facebook and YouTube and Periscope and Instagram and all these other things. You get a bunch more people and more people and more people into your funnel. You continue the process with those people and you make a lot of sales. And that's the beautiful thing about what I've just showed you. It doesn't matter if you do Facebook ads or you don't. Once you have this, once you have the basics of a good funnel, and remember, I just showed you all this indoctrination sequence, which goes right before all the email content we've already provided you in the back office. You could duplicate. I've shown you the emails. You can pretty much duplicate exactly what we have here. Then you could just push people into the funnel. It's all you care about. It's all we care about. We do all kinds of things just to get people into our funnel. We just set up a course on a company called Skillshare on Udemy. We answer questions now on Quora about business credit and financing. All I'm doing is looking for as many free ways as we can get content out there and give people an opt-in page where they can go to get more information, which I just showed you, okay? So all we care about is getting somebody basically to come to our page here and to get a free guide on building business credit. Because the minute they do that, then it tells us they're obviously interested in business credit. They opt in, they go in our sequence, and then our successful proven process takes place of delivering lots of value, asking them for consultation, getting them into consultation, and from getting them into consultation, we talk to them about interview questions about what their needs are. It's basically a presentation. What are they trying to accomplish? What their needs are. And from that point, we talk to them about buying and close. And now we've even done a very good job. And one of the best questions you can ask on the interview process is, hey, look, how much money have you set aside to build your business? It tells you right away how much money that they actually have. You're not saying, how much money do you have to pay me for my service? Hey, how much money do you have set aside to grow your business monthly? And they tell us basically if they have enough money or not. If they don't, we tell them where they can get more free information. We answer any questions they have. We get off the call as quickly as possible. If they do have money to spend, then we know they're a potential buyer. And then we get into a full-blown presentation, benefits, and we go through a lot of what we learned here in 4.2 to actually close the sale. So I'm going to open this up for questions. I am not going all the way. I'm going to be able to wrap us up here before 4 o'clock. But again, probably one of the most important webinars you'll see, because I've just mapped out exactly what we've now proven to be the most successful. Email, or however you get them to opt in, you get them value, opt in, get a free guide, same free guides we give you in the back office. They come into your funnel, tons of value, followed by a few solicitations for consultation. You call them at the same time. You also might want to consider some Facebook ads to get them into consultations. The bottom line is, get as many of them into consultations as possible. That's when your sales team can try to make a sale. And if they don't make a sale, no big deal. Continue to follow up. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. And all the time you're following up with them, they're getting their emails. And some of them will buy a week later. Some of them will buy months later, but you've already got somebody you know is interested. They opted in. Now they registered and wanted a consultation. Now they spent time with your sales team. Your sales team or you have gotten to know them, and now you want to continue to work that lead. And in doing so, you build a big sales pipeline. And in building a big sales pipeline, you get to a point where you can make 1, 2, 3, 5 sales a week per person, which again, when you're talking about profit margins of about 2,000 per sale, could be a lot of money. How many of those you have depends on how many people you get in your funnel. How many people you get in your funnel depends on how much free content you're putting out there, how many different places you're putting free content out there, how much you're spending on ads, et cetera, et cetera. There's a million ways to actually get that done. So I don't ever have a lot of questions on here, but I'm going to open this up to answer any questions that you have. Look, I can tell you that the big discovery for us in the last 6 months is how to get people from our email opt-in into sales presentations, which are consultations. And that's what's absolutely the most valuable thing that probably we may ever learn. Because first we figured out a cost-effective way to get people in to our funnel initially, and now we've learned the second way, which is to get them from our funnel into a consultation. So to give you an example what this looks like, it used to be we got people in our funnel when they're interested or researching, and then we waited and we waited and we waited. And eventually when they're ready to buy, they would call us or they would click on an email and say, okay, I'm ready to buy. And what we said was, what if we don't want to wait anymore? What if we want to get them in here in this part of the phase of the buying cycle where they're just interested in business credit, or maybe they're just starting to research it, and maybe we want to try to sell them here instead of waiting till they get here? Can this be done? This was the question. Can we get somebody in where they're interested in researching, and can we get them from these two stages into buying? Can we expedite them going through this curve to get to purchasing faster instead of sitting here and waiting? And that was when we started emailing consultations and had overwhelming response. And then we started calling for the schedule consultations that had overwhelming response. And then we started giving email or ads on Facebook, and well, we didn't get overwhelming response with opportunities to schedule appointments from Facebook, but we did get response. So what we realized is we could easily pull people out of these two phases into a sales presentation, and a lot of them will buy, and a lot of them won't buy. A lot of them are broke. They don't have money. They don't trust us enough yet, et cetera, but a lot of them do buy. So what we've realized with consultations is you could pull people from interest and research phase and expedite their path through the buying cycle to get them to purchasing phase just by using consultations. And that's why it's such a big discovery, because without them, we used to wait, and then they go, oh, I'm interested. I'm researching. Yeah, these guys know what they're talking about with business credit. Let me look into some stuff. Yeah, I think I'm ready to take action. I'll call you. And this could take months. Now we've been able to cut this down from months to weeks, and you saw the result. Now the majority of our people are buying in the first 45 days instead of last year where it was 90 days. It was sometimes 4 months we were going before they bought. And we took a 90 to 4 month or 90 to 120 day process and condensed it to 45 days or less. How? Consultations. That's why it's so important. So let me answer any questions that you all have. Is there a way to customize the free guide with my computer company business name so the fields where I enter my name aren't discolored? There should be. It depends on the PDF editor that you're using. But you know what? I don't know. Honestly, what I use Upwork for that. So you can easily go to Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, which is probably your best bet for that. What I would do is, first of all, it shouldn't be that way. These are customizable PDFs. So if you enter the information in using the customized fields that we give you, it should come out looking like A-OK, pretty awesome. Never heard that complaint before. But if you're having an issue and it doesn't come out right, well, then go to Fiverr and just type in graphics and hire a guy for $5 that works with flyers. And then for $5, they could easily fix that for you and make it look however you want to. Literally, Fiverr is like $5 to get something like that fixed. If again, you're having that problem and it doesn't come out normal, which it should. But if you have that issue, then I would just go to Fiverr. Many may watch on YouTube, but they have no easy access to the chat. Just so you know, many may watch on YouTube, but they have no easy access to the chat. Well, that's possible. on our regular webinars, because now what happens, and I don't know, Alan, if this is what you're talking about or not, no clue, but now our webinars do go live on YouTube, and that's exactly what happens is people on YouTube can't access the chat to chat with us. Only the people in our webinars can. We like that because it helps us get people from YouTube to opt in. So now we go to people while we're doing our webinars that become live on YouTube, and we say, hey, everybody that registered for our webinar, you can chat right here and we can have a live conversation. And by the way, if you're watching live on YouTube and you're not in our chat, well, go to creditsuite.com/EIN, opt in, get a free guide on building business credit. Then you'll get notifications of our webinar so you can get our actual chat. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about or not, Alan, but just so you know, that's how we're using that as a benefit. Now that our webinars with Webinar Jam are live on YouTube, we tell people, look, if you're watching live on YouTube, you cannot chat with us. But if you register for this webinar, you can. For those of you watching on YouTube, how do you get in to our actual webinar? Well, opt in at this place, and then you can actually watch us, or you can communicate and be part of our webinars and chat. And you brought up another good point, Alan, and sorry, not clear. You're probably still going to continue that point. But one of the other things is that we've realized is that our whole goal is to get people to opt in. So it used to be that we did a lot of YouTube videos and then we would give out our contact information at the beginning and end. Now we don't. The first slide and the last slide basically give them opt-in links. And now we've started putting opt-in links on the bottom of many of our slides. So we now understand that the mission in life is to get people to opt in. And on our YouTube videos now for the presentations we do, we often put a link, an opt-in link at the bottom of slides to get more people to opt in. And we use things like our webinars being live on YouTube to, again, get more people prompted to opt in. Our whole mission is to get them to opt in. I started on your webinar audio problem and clicked onto YouTube to watch. Now back to live webinar. Okay, great. Welcome back. Welcome back. On live webinar, I can't chat. Well, it might be because you're hitting it through YouTube. Well, you are chatting. You're chatting. What are you saying? You're saying on the live. No, on the live one through YouTube, you can't. You're right. On live video through YouTube, you cannot chat. On the webinar, you can chat. And that's just the way that it is. That's because now what happens is our GoToWebinar now goes through YouTube Live, which is in beta, by the way. So a lot of those things might get worked out as YouTube Live becomes more of a fixture. But you're right. I understand exactly what you're saying. You cannot communicate with us through chat on YouTube. You can only do it if you came in through the webinar link. So I'm sorry you're having that problem. Just make sure you use the webinar link when you want to chat. So any other questions, go ahead and type them in. I'm going to go ahead and get wrapped up. Look, Upwork has a lot of cool things you could do. The bottom line is there's two types of marketing. You can do grassroots face-to-face networking events and get sales right away. You can also do Facebook ads, YouTube, all the stuff that gets people into your funnel. Create a funnel like I showed you today, an indoctrination sequence. Push people in to actually get a consultation. In doing so, you really expedite this buying cycle, get them to buy from you within weeks instead of months, doing exactly what I just showed you today. I even showed you 3 cool ways to get them into consultation using email, Facebook, and phone calls from setters. And again, I even showed you where you can get scripts. I mean, everything that we're doing, you basically either have access to in your back office in one of the resources and partner resources, or back in the live webinar training section. So 4.2 gives you the scripts, everything you need to present. If you go to partner resources libraries, where you can find the videos, the webinars, the ebooks and guides. And then you can also come into live training webinars to get training on how to get Facebook ads, all those other types of things to be able to have even more success with this. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Alan, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody else. I really appreciate you taking the time to join the webinar today. I appreciate you being partnered with us. And again, the purpose of this is for us to just openly share with you exactly what we're doing. And this was my goal for 2016. I want to aggressively advertise the market like we never have before, to find out what works, to tell you guys step by step what works. And I feel like we've done a great job job together of doing that. You now know how to get people in your funnels. You know how to convert them into sales. You know how Facebook ads work and how YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook and Google and Twitter and all these things work. These are all the things that we've covered. Google ads, all the things that we've covered over the last year, seminars, marketing, advertising, networking events. If you really go back, you'll find a treasure trove. And if you don't want to go back, you don't have to. You come right here to Credit Suite Partner Training, advertising and marketing. And then I think here in step 7.3, you have a download here that gives you everything you need. And that download tells you, it says, hey, look, do you want webinars on seminars? Well, here's 7 webinars on seminars. Do you want a webinar on Facebook ads? Here's 7 webinars on Facebook ads. So whatever kind of advertising and marketing you want, we give you a ton of free resources where you can get the information. But remember, the information doesn't do anything unless you take action. My goal is to give you the actionable information you need to go out, do these things, and implement immediately and actually start having some success. Is there a place for best subject lines to gather them, to open emails? You know, there's a lot of different places you can get that, Alan, but I'll show you a really cool place to get it is the Digital Marketer blog. If you go to Digital Marketer blog, spelled it wrong, yep. It'll say digitalmarketer.com. Let me see here, digitalmarketer.com/blog. I'm not going to go through this now because I don't know like where it is. But if you go through their blog, there is a blog here post about the best email subject lines. And there's a lot of this stuff. You could just type into Google best email subject lines and you'll pull up like a lot of email subject lines on Google. There's a lot of ads and articles and stuff about it. But I know for sure that they absolutely have a good blog post here on email subject lines. I've seen that before from them, I'm pretty sure. So I would look through this. I would look through the Digital Marketer blog, and then I would also just type that search into Google, and from Google, you're probably going to find a lot of information as well. And just so you know, I've kind of expedited. I'm at July 26th, and I haven't seen it yet, so you could probably start there and continue to scroll down here and find it. It's such great material. I appreciate that. I just meant proven ones for CS. Look, you know, what we found is basically the same thing that's out there. So I don't have anything like that actually maps out the best subject lines. But what I have found is, I like this one. Digital Marketer calls bull with a dollar sign. I've used that, and that gets really, really good response. And the email is actually about how other people's credibility is BS and how they can find out how credible we are. But the bottom line is I would go to any of these type of places you could find that talk about subject lines, and in doing so, use any of those, because what we found, Alan, is they all work. It's just a matter of shock and awe is what it really comes out. I have no clue, and I'm going to stop searching here. It's just a matter of shock and awe. Anything anything that does what we call a pattern interrupt in psychology, which means it gets somebody to just it interrupts their normal train of thought, will attract attention. And it's usually short, like that one we just saw. I call bull dollar sign it. That was pretty cool. So anything like that just stands out, you might want to check this out. For example, is one. Wow is another one. Boom, here it is. You know, any of those type of things that just really scream out, that are something different and stand out, are the best. Or ones that have a guaranteed result. You know, this is how many clicks we got. This is how many opens we got. This is how much money this person just secured. Anything that gives a guaranteed result, or a result that somebody obtained, specific result, or something that's just shock and awe, works really well for headlines and subject lines from what we said. You got it, man. No problem. I appreciate it. I would look there too. It's a good place to go. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I don't have any other questions. I hope everybody has an awesome Thanksgiving, and I hope everybody's getting good information from these. We're going to continue delivering more and more valuable content, teaching you what we're learning along the way so you could expedite your success. I'm really grateful and want to thank you for your partnership. It's meant so much from years ago, thinking other people might have the same interest and passion of business credit as I'd obtained, to now being able to work with so many awesome partners that do have that passion and see you all be successful. It really has been a complete honor to be with you as we've grown and to grow with us. So I really appreciate that. Hope you all have a great holiday. I want to thank you all very much for coming on today, and look forward to talking to you next Tuesday at 3 o'clock where we're scheduled to do another awesome webinar. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.